Hello everybody and welcome to the Chapter 6 Show What You Can Do Solutions video with me, Mr. Goldman. Let's get started. Number 1, solve the following and graph on a number line. So these are basically, we're solving these identically to how we would solve an equation. We're following those steps. There's no distributive property, so I don't have to do that. For A, I can't combine like terms because they're already combined as much as possible. I can remove balanced sets to get constants on one side. This plus 14 would be a constant. And variables, 3m is my only term with a variable, so I'll leave that there. In order to make a zero pair with plus 14, I'm going to subtract 14 from the left side. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do to this side, so I'm going to subtract 14 from 32. Circle my zero pair. Notice I have a plus and a minus. That means it's actually a zero pair. 3m plus 0 is 3m. Keep this sign the same. A lot of you put equal signs. 32 minus 14 is 18. So my new expression is 3m is greater than or equal to 18. My last step is to divide by the coefficient. The coefficient is the number that we are multiplying the variable by. In this case, it's 3. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. That becomes 1 times m, which is m. Greater than or equal to 18 divided by 3 is 6. So my simplified inequality is m is greater than or equal to 6. So I'm going to do a little quick number line graph. I'm very lazy, so I only do 3 numbers. I have my boundary point in the middle. Since it says equal then, I'm going to fill in the circle. And now I want m to be greater than 6. Well, is 5 greater than 6? No. Is 7 greater than 6? Yes. So I'm going to go this way. And there's my graph. Next one. There's still no distributive property, but I can combine like terms. So I have 4x and then minus 2x. Remember to grab the sign to the left of the term. So 4x minus 2x is 2x plus 16 is less than 44. Now I'm going to remove balanced sets to get the variable on one side. This 2x is my variable term, plus 16 is the constant, so I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. Make a zero pair plus minus. I'm left with 2x is less than 44 minus 16 should be 28, I hope. Now I'm going to divide by the coefficient. The coefficient is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times x is less than 14. So, simple number line graph. My boundary point is 14. Just give a couple other numbers to show that I know which way my number line goes. It's not or equal to, so it's going to be an open circle. Is 13 less than 14? Yes. I'm going to go to the left. C, 20 plus 6x minus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 21. I can't, again, no distributive property, but I can use, combine like terms. So I have 20 and minus 5, which is positive 15, plus 6x is greater than or equal to negative 21. I'm going to remove this 15 because I want to keep my variable 6x all by itself, or get my variable all by itself. So subtract 15 from this side and subtract 15 from this side. This is a positive 15 and a negative 15, which is 0. 0 plus 6x is 6x. This is a little tricky for some of us. It's negative 21 minus 15, or we can think of this as negative 21 plus negative 15. 21 negatives plus 15 more negatives is 36 negatives. Now we divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 6. 1 times x is greater than or equal to negative 6. Again, simple number line. My boundary point's negative 6, negative 5, negative 7. We're always going increasing as we go to the right. It is an or equal to, so I'm going to fill in the circle over negative 6, and it's greater than. Is negative 7 greater than negative 6? No. Is negative 5 greater than negative 6? Yes. Okay. Notice these are the same symbols. So my arrows should look the same, right? It should be filled in and going in the same direction. Standard 2. Write the expressions that these mats are showing. Well, I'm going to do that first. I have 3 positive x's, so that's 3x, plus 1 negative x, plus 5 unit tiles, plus 1 negative unit tile. On mat A. Mat B, I have also 3x plus negative x, but then I have plus 2 plus negative 2. Okay, I'll use a different color here. Make 0 pairs, so I have there and there, those 2, and then those 2. So after I've made 0 pairs or combined like terms, 3x plus negative x is 2x. 5 plus negative 1 is 4, which we can clearly see. I have 2x plus 4 here. On mat B, I also have 2x because it's the same thing, 3x plus negative x. But both of these 0 pairs become 0 pairs, and I'm just left with 2x. Some people stopped here, and I was sort of okay with that. But let's use even a different color, and we will remove balanced sets. I can remove 2x from both sides. And I'm left with 4 and 0. Right, and we can show that here, 2x minus 2x. And hopefully we all know that 4 is greater than 0. So mat A is greater than mat B. Moving to the back. Solve and show each step. Some of us weren't solving, we were just plugging numbers in, so make sure you are solving the whole way. No distributive property, and I cannot combine like terms, so we go right to step 3, which is removing balanced sets. To isolate the variable term, I want to get rid of this 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. 0 plus and minus in my 0 pair, so I know I did it right. 3x equals 20. Now I divide by the coefficient, which is 3. 1 times x is x. I can leave this answer in a couple different ways. I can just leave it as 20 thirds. That works. Or x equals 6 and 2/3. Or x equals 6.6 repeating. Any of these worked. B, 3x minus 16 minus 2x equals 11. No distributive property, but I can combine like terms. So I'm going to put a box around my terms with the variable, making sure to get the sign of to the left of the term. So I have 3x and negative 2x. That leaves me with just x. Minus 16 equals 11. I want to add 16 to both sides to get x all by itself. There's my 0 pair, minus and plus, good. X equals 27. For C, I can use the distributive property, right? So I'm going to do 6 times x, which is 6x, bring the minus sign down, and then 6 times 2, which is 12, equals 72. Okay, so 6 groups of x minus 2 is the same as 6x minus 12 equals 72. Add 12 to both sides. 0 pair. We have 6x equals 84. Divide by the coefficient. 1 times x, x equals 14. Okay, and you can plug these in. This was a little harder to plug in. A lot of people didn't know how to plug in a repeating decimal. But if you could plug in the improper fraction of the mixed number, and it would have worked. Yeah. Last standard, standard 4, write and solve an algebraic equation for the following. So you had to write and solve an algebraic equation. Don't just plug numbers in and go, oh, it looks like 12 works, I'm not sure. You have to show. So x plus 2x plus 8 equals 44. You needed to write this equation down to get credit. Now I'm going to combine like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. plus 8 equals 44. Subtract 8 from both sides. I get 3x equals 36. Divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 3. That becomes 1 times x is x. 36 divided by 3 is 12. All right, this last one was the most difficult for us. Trina planted 43 plants in her garden last week. She planted twice as many cucumbers as zucchini. Let's see. So zucchini and cucumbers, twice as many cucumbers. So 2 times z equals cucumbers, right? And I can check. If I planted 5 zucchini, that would be 10 cucumbers. Planted twice as many cucumbers as zucchini. That works. 8 more tomatoes than cucumbers. So 8 plus c equals tomatoes. All right. And then the equation we know, or that should jump out at us originally, is since there's 43 total plants, and I have cucumbers plus zucchini plus tomatoes equals 43. So hopefully we started here. The problem with this equation, of course, is that there's 3 variables, right? And I want to get it down to just one variable. If I come back here to my describe, I see that 8 plus c equals t. I don't have a common variable that I'm connecting both problems to, but since I know that c equals 2z, I can substitute that here. So 8 plus 2z equals tomato. And now I know I can relate cucumbers to zucchini and tomatoes to zucchini. Okay, since cucumbers equal 2z, whatever z is, if I double it and then add 8, that gives me tomatoes. So now rewriting this, instead of cucumber, I'm going to write 2z. I'm going to bring this z down. And instead of tomato, I'm going to write 8 plus 2z equals 43. All right, and I'll just kind of circle these. And tomato is 8 plus 2z. So we're just substituting the values that we found over here, or the expressions, in order to get, I now have an equation with just one variable. All right, and now I'm going to combine like terms. 2z plus z plus 2 more z is 5z plus 8 equals 43. Subtract 8 from both sides. 0 pair plus minus, I did a good job. I have 5z equals 35. Divide by the coefficient, which is 5. 1 times z is z equals 7. It's good that this is a whole number because you can't really have like 0.75 of a zucchini. I am not done though. I know my zucchini is 7. But the question is, how many of each type did she plant? So Trina planted 7 zucchini. And if cucumbers were twice as many as that, it would be 14 cucumbers. And then 8 more than that is tomatoes. And 22 tomatoes. So you needed the full answer, and you needed to have this equation right here. All right. Thank you for watching. See you for retests, and good luck.